Hello friends, welcome back. I have a story for you today called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Eric Carle is the same author that wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and a way you can tell is by looking at the beautiful colors and the illustrations, very similar to The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and that's because the same person wrote the book and made the pictures. So this book is called The Tiny Seed, and I remember that Miss Siobhan talked about planting seeds, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about seeds because it's springtime and we're seeing lots of new things growing, right? Just like in our spring song, everything is growing, the wind is gently blowing. And in this story, we'll learn about how a seed gets planted in the wild. And we'll also talk a little bit about the seasons. How many seasons are there? Four seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. So we'll see the seed's journey, all right? The tiny seed. It is autumn. Remember, we learned that autumn is another word for fall, right? A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? I don't know. Let's see. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Ooh, that seed went a little too high, got too close to the sun, but the rest of them still moving on. And look, there's the tiny seed still there. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So the seeds are starting to drop in different places. So now we saw that if it's too hot, the seed can't grow. And if it's too cold, the seed can't grow. So let's see if the other ones make it. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. So look, the tiny seed's still going strong, not really with the other ones, but still going. But one of the seeds fell in the water. And it was too much water, right? We know that seeds need water, but the ocean, way too much water, so it didn't make it. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It's hot and dry and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. So the desert, remember we talked a little bit about the desert. It's too hot and too dry for a seed to grow. So that one didn't make it either. So if it's too hot, if it's too cold, if it's too wet, and if it's too dry, the seed can't grow. Wow, it's very particular, right? That little seed needs a lot of special care. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It's so small that the bird does not see it. Lucky for that tiny seed. Very lucky. The bird didn't even see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not eat it. Again, lucky for that little seed that she's so tiny. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up and towards the air and sun. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It's a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. So if one plant near it is too big, it takes all the water and all the sun, so the little plant didn't get it, unfortunately. The tiny seed has not begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it starts to grow into a plant. Oh, thank goodness. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and, he breaks one. Now it can't grow anymore. Oh, so when you guys are walking out in the grass, you should be careful not to step on any plants because then they might not grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. So which one has more? The tiny plant has 3 and the other plant has 7. The other plant has way more leaves, right? And look, a bud and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. That's a sweet little gesture. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It's taller than the people. It's taller than the trees. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Yeah, I've never seen a flower grow that tall. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Wow, look at that. That is a gigantic flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away from the wind. The end. So that's the life of a seed and its little journey, right? And what was so cool about that book is that the tiniest seed, remember, we were a little bit worried about it because he wasn't really keeping up with the other seeds. He was, flying lower than them and we were a little worried. But the tiny seed is actually the seed that made it the whole way. And it grew so super, super tall. It grew even taller than the houses and the trees. And even though most of the information in this book is real, that part is, I think, fiction, right? I think that the part is fiction because I've never seen a flower grow bigger than a house. But maybe, I don't know. So friends, that's just a little story about the seed life cycle. And maybe now we can take a look at some other places you could find seeds other than flowers. Let's take a look. Okay, friends, so I prepared some fruits and veggies that I had around the house to show you their seeds. You could find seeds in some of the fruits and veggies you have in your home too. And I hope that you will take a look and show me what you find. So I wanted to show you how different the seeds can be in different kinds of fruits. So let's see if you recognize anything on this plate. Do you recognize anything? What do you know that's on here? I can tell you that we have an avocado, a lemon, cucumber, banana, strawberry, a little tomato, and this is a spicy jalapeno pepper. You might not have this in your house. And if you do, always have mommy or daddy help you to examine that, okay? Because it's really spicy. And the the wetness from it, the juice, if it gets on your fingers, can be really, really hurt your eyes if you touch your eyes. So this always, if you see this in your house, only with the mommy and daddy's help to examine it, okay? So let's take a look at these different seeds. So first, let's look at the biggest seed on here. I see the avocado has the biggest seed. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take that guy out so you could see it a little bit better. It has some avocado on it. Let me clean it up a little bit for you guys. Okay, so there's our avocado seed. It's really, really big. I'll put it down there. Okay, let's look at what we have next. How about the lemon? Do you see the lemon seeds in there? I see 2 seeds right off the bat, and I have some tweezers. I'm gonna go ahead and take the little lemon seed out so you guys can see a little bit better. There's our lemon seed. Put that one down. Okay, next, how about the cucumber? Take my little the seeds are so delicate in a cucumber. I can't really get them out, but you can see where they are. So the cucumber seeds. How about the tomato seeds? Okay, let's see if I can get them out. Yes, it's super tiny. Oh. It's so tiny you can't even really see it on the camera. We could also see the tiny little banana seeds, which are also so super tiny. I can't even really get them out. They're really small. Here's our strawberry. This was a little bit of this was a frozen strawberry. I didn't have any fresh strawberries, so it's not as beautiful as a fresh strawberry. And let's take a look at the jalapeno pepper seeds. If you look up here, look up close, they're all in the center. When I cut it in half, you can see them. And I'll take one out. Well, this is 2 actually. There they are. Okay, so those are just a couple seeds, and I wonder what you have in your home. So we can look. I wasn't able to get all the seeds out, but from what we have, which seed do you think was the biggest? Definitely our avocado seed, right? Definitely the biggest that I had here. And I think the smallest, either the banana seed or maybe the strawberry seeds, because those were so super, super, super tiny. All right, friends, I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.